Uh, I only started. I only started one game because I was hurt my senior year. So yeah, so in '98, I was a starter, and we won that game here at Clemson. And then in '99, the week before is when I broke my, or I mean, I dislocated my hip at Georgia Tech.
Right.
So I was out for that game.
What's it like playing in this rivalry?
Um, Man, it's an amazing experience. I mean, it's amazing in many ways. You talk about it all year long. You get to have bragging rights for a whole year, and it's just always a competitive game, and it's always emotional, personal, all the above, and you try to contain your emotions as much as you can, but it's going to be emotional, just because of how much how electric the game is and just how it's built up. Two really good programs that get to go to battle every year, and it's a really really fun rivalry. I know there's so much history behind it. One of the longest ones in the country, and I know it got disrupted, I guess, in 2020 during the COVID time, but it's just it's fun. It's just a ton of fun, and you get to rally around your teammates, and it's kind of what these rival games, that's what you play college football for, and that's why you coach at the college level. I mean, it's an amazing experience.
Brandon, more emotional, stressful as a player or a coach?
Oh man, wow, that's good. I think it hits in both ways. You're as a player, again, you're thinking about it all year long, and you're talking about it all year long, and then in the end, you're the guy on the field that's got to go do it, and so there's definitely tons of emotions and a lot of pressure to go perform in those games, and then just on the other side of the whistle as a coach, you just don't have that physical part of the game. All right, but now it's just a mental challenge, and it's a chess match, and it's controlling your emotions. How can you get your players prepared and ready to go, and contain those emotions as much as possible so you can go execute? And then you can't go out there and do it for them, so just getting them prepared, I think, is the biggest challenge, and getting them ready for these type of games.
When you're getting your guys ready for South Carolina this year, do you turn on the tape against Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, things like that, where they were successful? Do you look at Missouri, Florida, where maybe they were less successful?
Yeah. Well, I mean, our kids, our players watch all year long too, and they see everything that goes on, especially when you're talking about a rival game like this and a team that you're playing. And there is no question, as we saw last week, what South Carolina is capable of doing and what they did, and so they're going to come in here with a ton of confidence, as they should, and our guys know that. Our guys know that and see that, and it's just going to make us prepare even more and more, and be ready for it. And so yes, as a coach, we look at all the different games that they've played, and what kind of schemes they're using and how they used them in different games, and that sort of thing, and then just try to match personnel best you can, and have fun with it.
What do you think of their two corners, and have they played as much man all season as they showed Saturday night?
Yeah, they definitely play a lot of man, but they mix up other coverages as well, and they did play a little bit more, against Tennessee. Both their left and right corner, 24 and 28, do a good job, man. They really did a really good job this past week, of preventing some of the bigger plays that Tennessee is used to making. And then number 9, Cam. He came in for the first time as a nickel back, and really as a corner playing nickel, and has done a really, really good job there as well. So, so they got 3 corners that are playing a good bit, and have a lot of confidence, especially after this past game.
Coach, you talked about DJ as a runner before, but how do you pick your spots, and what kind of a weapon is that when you choose when to kind of unleash him?
Yeah, he's got to be ready the whole game. I mean, we're gonna have plenty for him in the passing game and running game as we do every week. Anytime you can get that extra hat in the run game and influence people that way, I think it's to our advantage. And like we talked about in the past, DJ has a lot of confidence right now running the football. So just being able to complement what he does best and some of the play schemes that we have available for him is how we're going to use him throughout the game. But we'll use it all game long, and I know he ran a lot last week, but that's part of it whenever you're trying to manufacture some rushing yards, and we were able to do that last week just in a different way. And kind of like I said, most of the year is what's neat about our group offensively is being able to manufacture either yards or points or just production in different ways. Whether it's a running back running for 100 or 200 yards, or a quarterback running for, I think he had 89 or 90 yards last week, or throwing it, or just mixing it in, and that's, to me, that's what you want in an offense, as far as not being so predictable and just being one-dimensional.
How would you describe his running style?
DJ's power. Power. He's very powerful, and I'll tell you what, I wish I don't have this stat, but making guys miss is very impressive. He almost every time makes the first guy miss, and that's a combination of his vision is very, very good, and he's going full speed in one direction, and he can change direction very quickly with one step. He doesn't have to patter his feet, break down, and then have to redirect. He can redirect off of one cut, which a lot of people can't do, and so he's been able to use that move successfully, and has done a good job of making that first guy miss.
He couldn't really do that as well last year with his knee, right?
Yeah, he was definitely heavier last year, didn't move as well, and then he had the knee stuff too. So kind of a combination. But he did have it. He did show it a couple times last year. Made a guy miss in the hole a couple times, but a lot more this year.
He got hurt, I think, his freshman year against Miami when y'all ran that.
That's right. Yeah,
Hour, I guess, maybe.
he did.
Did it take some buy-in? Did y'all have to get him to buy into being a runner
Yeah.
more recently?
I think so. I think that hit that he took against Miami, like you said, his freshman year. I think he had an AC joint injury when that happened, and first off, he had to learn how to deal with injury. He really wasn't used to that, but he has always been a guy that felt comfortable and confident in running power type plays and running, attacking people and not afraid of contact. He's always been really, really good at that because of his big body. He's just got confidence in that. And he's got a lot of strength, man. His lower body is really, really, really strong. And then through the years, the last 2 years, he's been able to gain more and more confidence with his speed on top of that, and his quickness and his vision. And so I think right now, his confidence as a runner has been really good, and he's been able to utilize that.
You guys were 14 and 19 on third down against Miami on Saturday. When you look back at the game and you see that kind of stat, is this something that gives you confidence with that success rate, or is it something that you tell the offense, maybe we don't want to put ourselves in that situation?
Yeah, third down is always a big stat. You always want to, our goal is to be at least 45% conversion on third down, for every game. And going into the season, that was something we really needed to work on, is our third down percentage. And we're in the top 15 in the country right now in third down. Another thing was red zone. Our red zone was not very good last year. We're third or fourth in the country right now in red zone. So I'm very proud of our offense as far as, those two categories, the main two categories that we really focused on, have shown tremendous improvement. But third down wise, man, you practice it every Wednesday, and we had a heck of a Wednesday last week as far as our third down against our defense, and it was good because it showed a lot of confidence, and it gains confidence not in the players but in the coaches too, and so our players are really confident right now in that situation. And, you know, a big part of third down, too, is not getting into third and long. You know, you don't want to have a situation where you're in third and long all the time. And so we were able to do that. You know, we were pretty productive in those situations, like you saw on Saturday.
Brendan, you've talked to us a lot the last year and a half maybe about DJ's demeanor, his makeup. It seems like the things we talked about in the offseason, he's gone through some of that even during this season. Is there even more appreciation for who he is and how he handles things and how he bounces back when things maybe don't always go his way?
Yeah, you know, I can't say enough, as you guys know. I mean, I can't say enough about that kid and DJ and his heart and his character and his perseverance. Never have wavered in his work ethic. And, you know, we saw some heavy adversity last year, you know. And then the best part about it is, you know, you try to learn from the adversity. And that's what he's been able to do. And he had some adversity this year too, but he's able to respond. And that's what life is about, right? I mean, life is about how you respond to adversity. And it's not always going to go well. I mean, y'all can look around college football and pro football and individuals that are stars that are not perfect and that go through adversity every single year. And it's just how you can respond to that. And so the most impressive thing about DJ is how he responds and how he attacks it and doesn't, you know, just doesn't get into a lull. He always responds the right way. And so that's what I'm most proud of. And he's been able to show that a lot this year.